Hello, everyone. Welcome out to Francis Howell Central High School for today's G.A.C. Game of the Week. We've got two teams in the South here featured. Visiting Francis Howell Vikings will be taking on the home team, the Francis Howell Central Spartans, in this matchup. Two teams in the same district. Uh, at the top of it, number one, Howell Central still working on with these young kids, getting better every week. And I think we got a dandy for you here today, folks. We'll get some lineups. We'll talk some baseball. We'll get some history. We're going to have a lot of fun here in our pregame show. Hopefully, if the spiders don't get me first. Got spiders flinging everywhere here. There we go. Got it killed. But first and foremost, I want to go kind of around the state. Starting in Class 6, we had some our must-see games yesterday. First one of our must-see games yesterday was Parkway South visiting the Lindbergh Flyers. And Parkway South keeps impressing in that. I'll tell you, man, District 2, they're going to be, I think, a tough out. They beat Lindbergh 4-2. And at Lindbergh, that's a good win for Parkway South over Lindbergh Flyers. Lafayette, who hit a rough stretch in the middle, but they've kind of righted themselves a little bit here. Winning, they've got what, 7 wins in a row. It was Webster Groves, Parkway West twice. They beat Howell Central, then again 2 against Webster Groves. But yesterday they beat a very good Kirkwood squad, 13-3. And so it will be interesting to see how they do as we move through. Oakville went to Vianney, and Vianney stays unbeaten, 24-0, 6-1 win over Oakville. District 2, as we said, Eureka takes care of Parkway Central. Francis Borgia 1-0 over St. Clair. Tight ball game. Rolla gets a win, 6-4 over Battle. In District 3 here, we had DeSmet. Jesuit beat the Howell Spartans here yesterday, 6-2. North Point took care of business against Francis Howell North, 11-3. North Point, that's going to be an interesting team. District 4, though, here with Fort Zumwalt West and Francis Howell. I think that could be a tough challenge for this North Point squad. But, man, they're playing some good baseball. Pattonville gets a win, 8-1 over Hazelwood West. And in District 4, of course, we talked about that. District 5, Lee Summit North beats Blue Springs 7-6. Blue Springs South 10-3 over Raymore Peculiar. Green Valley goes down to Truman 4-3. Good win for Truman there. In District 6, Republic gets beat by the Class 5 number 2 team in the state, Willard. The Tigers 23-7 win 7-0 over Republic. Seneca takes down. Seneca is a Class 4 team there in District 11 in the southwest part of the state. We have them ranked in the top 20, or even I think we got them ranked number 8. They're top 10. They took down Branson, Class 6 school, 12-2. And Neosho gets another win against McDonald County, 3-2. District 7, Liberty North goes down. Lee Summit in a must-see game right there in District 7, a cross-district matchup, but a conference matchup. Lee Summit 8-0 over Liberty North. Wow. Staley gets a win, 2-1, a close win. Lee Summit West plays them tough, 2-1. They're two big games right there, folks. And then Liberty Blue Jays take care of Park Hill, 9-3. Park Hill South wins over Oak Park, 3-1. In Class 5, you got Smithfield taking care of business, 12-1. And Platte County, 9-0 over William Cressman. ranked teams there. District 7, Excelsior Springs 15-3 over Raytown South. And we have in District 6, Fair Grove, Class 3, taking care of Parkville 12-0. And Elias Catholic, big win over Springfield Catholic 9-0. In District 5, Warrensburg 6-2 over Holden. Washington 12-1 over St. Charles. The Pirates go down to Washington 12-1. That's a good win for Washington. Yesterday, also a must-see game. Duchesne taking on the Warrenton Warriors. Duchesne comes out with a victory, 3-0 over the Warriors. St. Dominic travels to Father Tolton and takes care of business 6-2 over the Trailblazers. Good ball game there. That was one of our must-see games. St. Dominic, number 7 team in Class 5, and Father Tolton, the number 3 team in Class 4. So both teams showing very well. But Dominic gets the win. District 3, as we see, Melville beats Ladue Horton 10-3. And in District 2, Fox beats Windsor, and in across Hillsboro gets a good win against Webster Groves. And in District 1, Jackson takes care of Cape Central 2-1. Poplar Bluff over Sykeston 3-2. So some good games there. And we had a must-see game. Moberly and Blair Oaks. These are, and right here in the middle of the state, top teams in the state. Moberly ranked number 2 in the state as far as youth baseball Midwest is concerned. Coaches have them high as well. Blair Oaks is, we have them ranked 6. That was a big matchup. Moberly goes to Blair Oaks and takes a win 3-2. Heck of a ball game there. Fulton traveled to California. The Pintos, both ranked teams, but Fulton gets another big win, 7-4 over the Pintos. Eldon goes down to Sullivan. That's a good win for Sullivan right there over Eldon. Good ball club, 6-4. I love that center of the state. It's a really good, there's some really good districts. Stratford gets another win, one of our ranked teams in the bottom half of the top 20, 3-1 over Bolivar. And Seneca, as we said, gets the win. Logan-Rogersville. How about here? So, Lone Jack, guys, I think we've got a good one here between Scott City is one of the top teams, is where Valley Catholic in Class 3. When you start looking at Class 3, this. I believe who Scott City is. Yeah, Scott City and Oran, Class 1 Oran, 14-1 taking out Scott City, Class 3 District 2. Oran gets the win, 4-1 in a must-see game. That is huge right there, folks. That's big-time stuff. Oran getting the win there. I like that one. So that's some games, especially our must-see games around the area. Liked what I saw there. Let's get into today's game. We've got a great matchup for you here today, folks, in our G.A.C. game of the week. The Francis Howell Vikings taking on the Francis Howell Central Spartans. The Vikings lead this head-to-head matchup 18 with a record of 18-13 all time. They've split in postseason play. They're 2-2. Each team has got 2 wins, and they split the last 2. Last year, I know they split as a 7-6 win for the Vikings, then a 5-0 win. What's up, Mr. Harris? Good, good. Got Mr. Scott Harris stopping by and saying hello, the former AD here at Francis Howell Central. And I give a shout out to Mr. Harris. He's one of the reasons why we're sitting here doing some G.A.C. games of the week. He was very instrumental in helping us get this going. I appreciate him very much. So we got a good one here for you. A lot of head-to-head matchups. This is going to be really good. We've got on the mound for the Vikings today will be Eli Skidmore. He's recently decommitted, and I think we're going to see some scouts. We're going to see some opportunity here as we see this young man on the mound. And for the Howell Central Spartans, we're going to see Braden Jones. And we'll get to those matchups. We got some singing from the dugout here as Francis Howell Central is taking their infield and outfield. Got two of the top coaches around here. Of course, head coach Tony Perkins with, I think he's over 600 wins, maybe more than that. I know he's over 600 wins. And head coach Nick Beckmann, who's been coaching around here for quite some time, just got the head coaching job here at Howell Central. I think he's a heck of a good coach. Saw him around the youth ages in high school with a couple of programs, the Gamers and now the Gators. So he's been doing a great job with this young program. They got a young team, this Spartan squad, a lot of sophomores and freshmen even. You look through this roster, very few seniors, and Ethan Collison is out right now with a broken hand. Tanner Delcourt's down with an elbow injury. So seniors, Gunner, Noah Gunner, Ethan LaFleur, Owen Meyer, Sam Mueller, that's where you're sitting. The rest of that, man, is juniors and sophomores filling in and filling up this roster. Drew Weiss, a junior. Cooper DeManuel, a junior. Sam Mueller is a senior. Braden Jones, the pitcher today, a junior. So this team has got a lot of youth. I'm excited to see how they compete here today against, frankly, the number one team in the state, the Howell Vikings. They've been sitting at the top here for quite some time and proving it week in and week out. So I think we're going to have some fun here today with this. We're going to start off with our lineup for the visiting Francis Howell Vikings, and we also, as we've been doing, Brett Crumbaugh. Give a shout out to Brett Crumbaugh for getting our history segment, our history spotlight pieces for us. He's been doing a great job. Gives you a little history of each school, and we'll get those videos to you here in just a moment. And we also will finish up with our interviews of the coaches as we head into today's ball game. For the Vikings, leading off will be number 0, A.J. Jones. In the 2-hole, number 10, Brady Tanner. And in the 3-hole, number 30, Jackson Vaughn. In the 4-hole will be number 12, Matt Rouser. In the 5-hole, number 18, Leo Humbert. In the 6-hole, number 13, Jack Bogard. And in the 7-hole, number 1, Colin Lovelady. In the 8-hole, number 8, Shake Speckert. And in the 9-hole, number 7, Shane Ernst. That's the starting lineup here for this Viking squad. I want to point out this young man that's filling in for the injured Mason Bogard, excuse me. Let's go there because Shake Speckert has been hitting the ball very well. He's hitting .476 in 26 plate appearances. He's jumped in here, 5 RBI, scored 3 runs, on base percentage of .560, and so that's what you want to see is when you have a player go down, you've got guys that can step in and take a role in your lineup and your team continues to have success. And I think that's very impressive here with this Howell Spartans squad. Drew, let's go ahead and roll the video that we have for the Francis Howell Vikings. And I'm fighting some stuff here, folks. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Go ahead and roll that, Drew.
Welcome to this broadcast of the matchup between Francis Howell High School and Francis Howell Central High School, brought to you by Youth Baseball Midwest. Today we're spotlighting Francis Howell High School, located in St. Charles, Missouri, home of the Vikings. The Vikings compete in Class 6, District 4 of the Missouri State High School Activities Association, and have established themselves as one of the top programs in the state. Francis Howell's built a legacy of success, showcased by their postseason accolades in recent years. The Vikings, under the leadership of Tony Perkins, brought home the Class 4 state championship in 2011, followed by Class 5 titles in both 2013 and 16. More recently, they've continued to dominate at the Class 6 level, finishing third in 2022, second in 2023, and securing fourth place in 2024. The coaches and players have built a program known for producing talent, playing with heart, and competing at the highest level year after year. So whether you're cheering on Francis Howell or just tuning in for some exciting high school baseball, keep your eyes and ears peeled on Youth Baseball Midwest as we bring you all the action from the field.
We appreciate Brett Crumball. We appreciate...
They're like setting it up.
Thank you. All right. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with some wind here. We're just going to kill that. Throw that down there. Get this. Got to need a little paperweight. Wind picked up here. And we're doing good now. So... But we're going to head to the home team, Francis Howell Spartans, Central Spartans, excuse me. And with Mr. Chase Radke, number 6, in the leadoff. And in the 2-hole, this is the lineup for the Francis Howell Central Spartans. Sorry, folks, we're dealing with a mic issue, and we're coming back. We got it resolved, though, I think. So, thank you for your patience. So, Francis Howell Central Spartans lineup. Number 6, Chase Radke. In the 2-hole, number 22, Cooper DeManuel. In the 3-hole, number 2, Carter Radke. In the 4-hole, number 9, Drew Weiss. In the 5-hole, number 3, Sam Mueller. In the 4-hole, number 6, Noah Gunner. And in the 7-hole, number 5, Lucas Williams. In the 8-hole, number 17, Owen Meyer. And in the 9-hole, number 13, Jackson Elliott will be the DH. On the mound, of course, for the Spartans will be Braden Jones. This squad here, coached by Nick Beckmann, has some pretty good history. So, Drew, let's roll the history of the Francis Howell Spartans.
Welcome to this broadcast of the matchup between Francis Howell Central High School versus Francis Howell High School, brought to you by Youth Baseball Midwest. Today we're spotlighting Francis Howell Central High School, located in St. Charles, Missouri, home of the Spartans. The Spartans compete in Class 6, District 4 of the Missouri State High School Activities Association. Francis Howell Central brings a high level of skill and competitive spirit to the field, and are looking to make quite a lot of noise this season. Their most recent postseason run came in 2007, when they battled their way to a third-place finish in Class 4. No doubt the Spartans will strive to reach the upper echelon of Missouri high school baseball and bring a championship home to their school and their community. So whether you're a fan of the Spartans or a fan of high school baseball, keep your eyes and ears peeled on Youth Baseball Midwest as we bring all the action directly to you.
All right, we've got Mitch Thomas joining us now here on it's.
You gotta stop changing the code on me.
Got Mitch Thomas joining us. Mitch, good to see you, man.
Yeah, beautiful. What a beautiful day.
What do you think about this matchup, bro?
I'm excited. It's the first time being here at the park to see Central's new field,
right?
Lights, camera action. I think this is pretty cool, but rivalry, right?
It
Another
is.
one. So Francis Howell Central, I'm expecting them to come out and play the way that they do every year against these guys, and that is compete pretty hard.
I agree. I think that's what it's going to be. And, this rivalry has been one of those. Last year we saw them split. And Howell Central, finished 7-3. A little, not as much today, but, man, it's a young team.
Yeah, I mean, the Radke boys is what comes to mind for me. Is just the way that they played last time we saw them, which was out at the G.A.C. Classic, and I think they're going to be table setters again today.
So we had a chance to talk with both coaches. We're going to start with the visiting head coach, Mr. Tony Perkins, and go ahead and take it away, Drew. Okay, folks, we have with us head coach of the Francis Howell Vikings, Tony Perkins. Coach, thanks for taking a minute.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
As always, appreciate it. Last South Conference game, you guys heating up for districts.
Yeah, destiny's in our own hands. We got to handle our business, and hopefully we'll be there at the end.
I was talking to some of the fellas. You got a full slate this week, Coach.
Always.
Always. So talk to us about some of the messaging you're giving your kids as you're heading into districts. What's the thought process?
Thought process, stay focused, especially seniors getting senioritis and wanting to go on their senior trips and things like that. I mean, what do? You're going to focus on baseball, or what are you going to do? Think about getting out and getting away from home and that kind of stuff, and trying to get them focused on what we're doing here and trying to create lifelong memories there.
Absolutely. On the mound today, Mr. Skidmore, 5-0. He's been a dude on the mound for you. Talk about your hurler.
Yeah, he just decommitted, so he's back and his phone's ringing like crazy. Be a lot of guys here today. Just got done talking to the Rangers, so they're here. And there's Oklahoma probably going to be here. So that's, whatever. I mean, he's been good. He's been good enough. But, as far as draft goes, if he can get enough money that's life-changing money, yeah, you go. If it's not enough money, you go to college. And he's got that in his pocket. So I don't know where he's going to end up, Mizzou, wherever, So who knows?
There you go. Offensively, you guys, you're scoring runs. You've been consistent. The lineup today, you got the youngster.
Jake?
Yeah.
Specker? Yeah, been great. Mason Borgard went down pulled his hammy. He's about ready to come back. But he stepped in, and he's been hitting the ball really well, especially from the left side, and great athlete, can run the bases, steady in left field. So it's worked out good for him.
Very good. There you go. I love that. You just plug and play, right?
Yeah.
Next man up. And it's got to be that, right?
Right. That's the way it is.
Coach, district seedings are around the corner. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. It's kind of a bad deal just because I don't know where Zumwalt North's going to end up, but they got a guy that's going to end your season in a hurry, So I don't know who gets them the first round, but whoever gets them the first round is in trouble, and hopefully that's not us, but we'll see.
I agree. Mr. Lohman is a handful to mess with.
Yes, he is.
Coach, looking forward to the game. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We're going to take a moment to talk with Coach Beckmann about his young squad as we get started here in this game. Go right ahead, Drew. Okay, folks, we have our G.A.C. Game of the Week. Head coach, Howell Central Spartans, Nick Beckmann. Coach, thanks for taking a moment.
No, thanks for coming out.
Always, man. I love the facility. I came out the first night I saw you guys playing under the lights. It's cool. I love the venue. Sweet setup, man. Very nice.
Yeah, they did it right. A lot of good things. We can get a lot of practices on. We've moved a lot of games here for other schools that can't play. but it's really just good for the kids to get out here and play on a good field, and you don't worry about bad hops, you don't worry about the elements or anything like that. So it plays a clean game.
Absolutely. And I liked what I saw, it gets out all the pregame, opportunity for ground balls and things like that. And saw you working with the kids, just in the small details. That makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And so we're trying to, we got a lot of young guys, so, we're trying to get them doing the right things, and it's just constant reps. And in high school baseball, you play a lot of games in a short amount of time, and practice time is limited. So when you can get out here and the surface, you don't have to worry about dragging the field or anything. It's just get on, get off, and move. So, and it's easy for me because I don't have to worry about the bad hops anymore. So I'm taking more ground balls than ever.
Coach, you're heading towards districts. Last G.A.C. South game. What's your thought process heading into this game? Where's your focus for your kids?
Our focus is always, it's on the kids. But we're out of conference. We're playing the number one team in the state. So really, it's just go out and have some fun and really get ready for districts. See who can compete in the moment. We have 4 sophomores, a freshman in the lineup.
Right.
We're really, really young and inexperienced, and these events and these games, these types of situations get these kids ready for not only the districts, but then next year and the year after, and learn how to compete and see what you got.
Absolutely. Braden Jones on the mound for you today. What are you seeing from your pitcher?
He'll fill it up. He goes 3 pitches for a strike. His velo ticked up to about 85 last outing. He threw really well against Zumwalt West, kept him off balance a little bit. So if the 3rd pitch is working, he'll keep him off balance, and hopefully we can make some plays around him.
Very good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, always.
Thank you very much for your time.
For sure. Thanks for coming out. Thanks, buddy.
Number 3, senior Sam Mueller.
We got some good stuff going on here with the. He's got the voice working over here, Drew.
Number 4, senior Noah Gunner.
I like it.
Oh, he's good.
The announcer.
Batting 7th, playing first
We're just
base,
gonna let this
number
roll.
5, sophomore Lucas Williams.
He's better than me.
He's got it.
Batting 8th, doing the catching, number 17, senior Owen Meyer. And batting 9th, your designated hitter, number 13, freshman Jackson Elliott. And your starting pitcher, junior number 19, Braden Jones. The Spartans are coached by Nick Beckmann. He is assisted by Aaron Pearson, Jake Muhlenbrock, and Tyler Zimski.
We got
Let's give a nice round of applause to both of our umpires out there calling the action on the field for all of their time, hard work, and dedication to high school students and activities.
We're going to step aside here a moment for the national anthem, folks.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats, and join us in honoring our country with the playing of the national anthem. The flag is located behind the left field fence.
All right. Well, it's time to get loaded, locked and loaded.
That's a loaded question or statement.
I'm ready for it, Mitch.
It's
I am, man.
Time to get
I
loaded.
love this. I love these matchups, G.A.C. South. It's good stuff. The rivalries are there. I mean, these kids play against each other in the summertime. And so, they want to beat each other.
Yeah, it's with, against. They've been friends a very long time, and, when you strap them up for your high school, it's a little bit different. That's why I love high school baseball.
Absolutely. All right. We also, on the mound here for this, let's go defense first. Let's set the defense for this Howell Spartans team. Of course, on the mound is Braden Jones. Behind the plate, Owen Meyer. At first base, Lucas Williams. At second base, Drew Weiss. At third base, Noah Gunner. At shortstop will be Carter Radicke. In center field, Chase Radicke, and he is flanked in right field by Cooper DeManuel, and in left field, Sam Mueller. That's our defensive setup. And our player spotlight here to kick this off, presented by CNB St. Louis Bank, is Braden Jones. He's 1 of 4, 27 and 2/3 innings pitched, a 4.55 ERAs, only walked 7 guys. So that's efficient. 22 Ks. He's got a 1.55 whip. But I think this is where he's struggling. Too much barrel. 303 opponent's batting average. On base is 357, and people are slugging 403 against him, Mitch.
I think that on-base percentage means those baseballs are finding spots. We don't know if they're barrels. They could be duck farts, but at the end of the day, you got to miss bats.
Absolutely. Here's first pitch, and that's ball 1. Our player spotlight presented by CNB St. Louis Bank, banking for you. If you want a bank that answers when you call, a mortgage without the mystery or access to business capital without any surprises, visit one of CNB St. Louis Bank's 6 area locations or online at cnbstl.com. So we got a quick 2-0 count here to start this game. There's a strike to A.J. Jones from the left side. I like this young man, athletic, leading off here, taking pitches, seeing a lot. That's going to get fouled. Is he going to get caught? That's a good run by Sam Mueller on that over there.
I actually think he gave up on it just a hair down there just because it was getting close to a fence. He actually pieced that a little better than I thought. It carried out that.
Yeah, it did.
Left, you can see the flag kind of going right to left there.
Yeah, it was carried a little bit,
Yeah.
got up in the wind, right?
Might have pushed it a little bit.
2-2 count now. Good ground ball. Nice job. Drew Weiss up with it. Out number 1. This comes back with the change up there, Mitch, and gets the weak contact.
Yeah, I think that was a good pitch selection there after, just hitting that piece of that ball to the fence there down the left field line, opposite field. Popped there. He's got a lot of run to his heater, so that changeup's going to bring a little bit of different depth to probably get guys out in front just a little bit.
Brady Tanner at the plate.
Do it again.
First pitch. DeManuel fighting the sun a little bit. Nice job out there. There's one, if you don't know, Cooper DeManuel out there, this young man, big, tall kid, strong, runs a 6'8". He's athletic, big arm. He pops a 95 from the outfield.
Oh, boy.
He's kind of a dude, just a junior out there. It'll be interesting to watch him continue to grow.
I know I don't like facing him in the summer, I can tell you that much. You have those guys that absolutely own you, and he is one of those. Really, it's Coach Hill's team, but shout out to Forza East today. Good luck.
Yeah. Jackson Vaughn lines one, and it's going to get down.
That's the Darren Cecil special. Hit it where they ain't.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Out front.
And so that's one of those MLB hits right there, baby.
Yeah, well, just like, again, going into that, people might be hitting 300, but it's soft contact.
Right.
Nothing you can do about that. He shaded him to pull the baseball. And
you have to play deep on Vaughn because the guy hits the ball a ton.
Yeah, maybe not early in the game, but even if he's playing shallow, you're still not going to catch it because he was playing him to pull by 3-4 steps.
And here you have Matt Rouser, another dangerous hitter. Gets
That's
one
trouble.
up in the wind. Radke over to it.
Close.
Makes the catch, and that ends the threat.
I thought he hit it better.
So the Vikings strand one. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. Vikings 0. Spartans coming up.
I'm here with Coach Burley today at the G.A.C. North Classic here at Car Shield. First off, Coach, thanks for getting me out of class today on this beautiful day. I'm gonna watch some baseball, you know. Sometimes you just gotta go back to the basics with them.
Sometimes, yeah.
All right, folks, we're back here. Eli Skidmore on the mound. Let's get the defensive setup here for the Vikings. In behind the plate, Shane Ernst with the battery mate, Eli Skidmore. At first base, Jackson Vaughn. Second base will be Brady Tanner. Third base, Matt Rouser. At shortstop, Jack Bogard. In center field, Leo Humbert, and he's flanked in right field by A.J. Jones, and in left field, Shake Speckard. That's our defensive lineup for the Vikings. Our player spotlight here presented by CNB STL Bank. Eli Skidmore, this young man, Mitch, as we said in the break, recently decommitted. He's 5-0 on the season in 32 innings pitched. He's got a 1.31 ERA with 11 walks and 32 Ks, a .97 whip. A 171 opponent's batting average, a 254 on-base percentage against, and a 197 slugging against. So all of those numbers shows you why he's 5-0.
I feel like the whip was because of Ford Zumwalt West approach against him, because we saw him struggle a little bit in that game with the walks. But being sub-1 is legit in high school baseball.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
So we're getting to see Mr. Skidmore here this afternoon. Our player spotlight presented by CNB STL Bank. Banking for you. If you want a bank that answers when you call, a mortgage without the mystery, or access to business capital without any surprises, visit one of CNB St. Louis Bank's 6 area locations or online at cnbstl.com. Quick 2 strikes and 3 strikes and have a seat.
Now batting.
That was quick.
Humming.
That fastball's getting it.
Well, if you can hear seams moving through the air, you
I
got
wasn't,
something brewing.
honestly, I'm doing my stuff here. I'm looking down and I can just hear it.
That was less than a minute. Took less than a minute for that AB.
Wow. Well, that's not all working. And that ball's fouled back out of play.
I think first pitch was a changeup.
Was it?
It's interesting. Pitch selection after throwing 3 heaters by Radke, come up against Emmanuel and throwing changeup. That's respect. Did it again. He's arm side on his changeup. You need to finish that pitch if he wants to get it over for strikes. Yeah, don't change it. This is where you like to see a young kid just go right after the first inning. He's already flipped 2 changeups against Emmanuel, and he's late on the fastball. You got to stick with that heater. They can beat you on your best pitch.
Emmanuel's slugging pretty good. He's got 6 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. He falls down.
So one thing about turf mounds I do not like.
Get a little slicked.
Yeah, I'd almost like to see them make a kind of a turf side and a dirt.
Oh, give him a little look in there. Did you see that at the end?
I mean, that's the thing. He threw 3 fastballs right by Radke, the leadoff hitter, and then first pitch changeup, missed it, fastball strike, changeup missed it, fastball strike.
Look at the
strike.
pace here, Mitch.
Yeah, this was what was fun about him, watching him in the G.A.C. Classic, or his first start against West.
Yeah. He is pumped up here because he's just chucking fastballs.
He's got some fans in the stands today, so.
Got some folks.
He's pumping. He's got 9s in front of his pitch velo.
Radke pops it up. Shallow right field. Jones under it, makes the catch, and that's a 1-2-3 here for Skidmore. We're going to the top of the second inning, no score.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. Well, Mitch, that was a fast first inning.
Matches his heater.
I mean, both sides. I mean, Vaughn got on with the blue pit, but that was a quick first inning, folks.
Yeah, the pump strikes. That's what happens.
Right?
Sandy
I love
Koufax
it.
said it best, right?
Pitch to contact.
Pitch to contact.
Pitch to contact. Leo Humbert at the plate now.
Number 18, Leo Humbert.
Leo's been struggling a bit this year, folks, to say the least. I think we've got Leo's hitting 216 on the season. Takes ball one here. And it's still a dangerous hitter, though. He still has five home runs, Mitch. I mean, you can't make a mistake to it.
No, and who knows what – I mean, I can remember seeing him a few weeks back in the G.A.C. Classics. He was struggling, and it seemed like he was missing heaters.
Hard hit ball right there, one hops. There you go. See, he barrels that, but it was at somebody, and that happens to everybody.
If he had the torpedo, he might have hit that a little bit better because he got that a little off the sweet spot, but you're correct. I think in what I've noticed already different today is he's laid off the off-speed because that's what I think his approach was early. He wanted to hit the off-speed stuff, and he was letting fastballs go right by him, and then he was already behind. So I think that mindset might change.
This is a freshman here, and Jack Bogard. He's been playing shortstop for him, playing very well. We noted we saw the defensive ability in the West game, and here we get to see him again. And not to mention 380 on the season, 14 ribbies. He scored 10 runs. So getting on base at a 500 clip. You like that?
Oh, I love that.
Another one?
Nice.
Oh!
I thought he had it.
Off the glove of Radke. That was a heck of an effort there by the young man. So that's a hit.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay, thank you, Mitch.
Oh, yeah, I would never argue that.
Just checking, just make sure.
Yeah,
Mitch trying to keep me in check over here.
Well, if you watch the Pirates game, Cardinals game last night, Brian Hayes had one go like right off his knee, and they gave him a hit on that. I would have gave him an error.
Would you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was a two-hopper. It's not hit hard. I mean, I guess everything's hard in the major leagues, but.
Right. Well, that's not true. I've seen some 30-mile-an-hours off the bat. The old flare. Colin Lovelady at the plate. He's DHing today.
So what do you call it when the pebbles, these turf pebbles, cover the plate? Do you still call it dusting off the plate?
Yeah. What else you gonna call it? I don't even know how you see it. You got to get down there and do that, though, don't you?
Yeah, I only see about a quarter of the plate, and it's the front
Maybe
part
you
of it.
Maybe you just get the little mini vac and vacuum it off. Throw them back out into the field. 2-0 to Lovelady. Oh, excuse me, 1-0.
I'm not picking on the umpire's strike zone or anything like that. He's a very good umpire. I've had him plenty of times, but I can only see part of it.
1 ball, 1 strike to Lovelady. Goes for the bunt to move that over.
You know, Brian, I was talking about this the other day, and I've brought it up a few times about mounds and on turf fields. We see this in youth baseball a lot, that we'll have a much smaller mound. For obvious reasons, we have smaller athletes. One of the things that I've been frustrated about being back in 14U is the size of the mound.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a great read. I mean, he had him flat-footed, but he didn't give up on that and just go back to first base.
Yeah, I'm shocked the catcher didn't throw it there, even just because. But
so the wild pitch advances Bogard 2 balls and a strike to Lovelady.
But the mound in high school, I noticed it's much bigger. And these kids stride.
There it is. Jones up with it. Gets the runner to first base.
These kids stride off those mounds at 14U because they're just a little too short. And one of the things that I was talking about is at the high school levels, or 14, when we play 60-90, maybe even 13U, is to start to get a bigger mound for the facility, for whatever the parks are.
Yeah, I want you to speak to that. You know, Coach still had the bunt on there with the runner in scoring position, but sometimes I wonder if he does that just to keep guys understanding how to execute in situations.
Maybe he's struggling. I'm not sure. You
Could
never
be.
know what. I mean, I think Perkins.
We don't see him enough, right?
Yeah, I think Perkins is a wild card when it comes to the bunt situation. You never know what he's going to
He'll
do.
always do it, but I mean, you know.
He was already in scoring position. I
Right.
probably wouldn't have had him bunt, but I don't have 600 wins under my belt either. 600 plus wins after this year, so I'm not going to question
Right.
Coach Perkins
It's
and
just
what he's
curious,
doing.
but the conversation, you know, when you look at those things and you see that.
Yeah, well, we know Lovelady can hit.
Right.
We've seen him have the ability to hit. He hit well at the G.A.C. Classics, and there's so many more ways to score from third base than there is at second base. And it could be maybe the guys behind him are struggling.
Could be.
So they'll throw a ball in the dirt. It gets away from you. That's a run scored. It's not at second base.
Shakes Beckert at the plate here, the young hitter. I think this is a freshman as well. Maybe it's a junior. I'll have to look real quick. Ooh, that goes to the fence, but not far enough, Mitch.
This is a little bit shorter of a backstop than normal, but I think this is where they also use softball in this field too, correct?
I believe so.
So they probably kind of in between on the dugouts or the backstop depth.
Yeah, Speckert's a sophomore. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Speckert. So, you know, but he's swinging the bat well. You get an opportunity to put the man 90 feet away. You're right.
Yeah, if the ball gets away and happens to, it's dead against the fence, it's ball 4. But, again, if it hits that backstop and it deadens, he's going to be able to get in there because he had a good secondary read on that.
That's a good at-bat there for the sophomore, Mitch. Got down 1-2, fouled a couple off, worked it back, gets the walk.
Yeah, you see guys like Humbert's been a 4-year starter for this group. You had Sissel as a 4-year starter. You don't see it often that you have freshmen and sophomores making massive impacts for Howell because they're so deep in their program. And, that's a young man that we're going to have to pay attention to for the next 2 years.
I think he's going to.
Yeah, if he has a chance to start for this ball club.
Ooh. Big swing by Shane Ernst, the catcher here in the 9-hole. Strike 1. Ernst having a little better year than he started. He's at 250 now, 7 RBIs. he's just been good behind the plate for this squad.
Every coach needs a guy like that. Just be good in your position, and whatever happens. I mean, that's why you see Humbert still in the game, even though he's had his struggles. He's that good of a center fielder, and you know at any point he can change.
He's going to get hot.
Yeah, and you hope that it's now, right? Because we're facing the last month of the season. He's had a chance to build his approach and make adjustments, and that's the key to this game. And if he didn't do that soon enough, that's probably why he has numbers. But it's very possible he can go 15 for his next 20, and we're talking about a 350 hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Ernst, and you get flirting with it here to turn this lineup over, Mitch. Here in the second inning.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we see him take off here. Nope.
Good fastball.
I thought maybe you'd see him take off just because if he does get hosed, he should be going here for sure.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He didn't even try to tag him.
He'd beat it. That was just good speed. Specker to second. The run scores by Bogard on the delay on the early steal.
Well, there's your answer.
There it is.
Well, there's your answer for why he bunted. So.
And how out-executed him in that situation, right?
Yep.
Back into the fence. And that's basically, and again, that's what we talk about when you're in the G.A.C. South. The margin of victory is in the execution.
100% in this conference.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Radicke. Bobbles it, and just enough that it was late. Just that little bobble. Ernst runs well for a catcher and gets down the line. First and third, and we got an early visit to the mound for Jones. And Mitch, I don't think we've seen a ball out of the infield yet, other than Vaughn's. Not in this inning.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. You had the ball that was going that way that Radicke knocked down with that nice play, but other than that, it's been the free bases and opportunities that Howell's taken advantage of. And we'll talk about it every single week on this show, whether it's a podcast or whether it's us doing games, and we talk about eliminating free bases. And I think every coach will talk about when you have matchups like this, that's what you have to eliminate.
Right.
And especially in a game like this, because they know each other so well.
Right.
I know Coach Beckmann's team over there is well coached. He is big on his defensive side and execution. That's probably why he gets frustrated at the first and third situation that we had here that didn't come away with an out. And here we are at the top of the lineup with 2 outs, a guy in scoring position, a guy probably getting there here in a second.
Strike to A.J. Jones, his second at bat here. He grounded out to the second baseman. Howell trying to scratch another run. Turn the line, and the runner goes. And that's lined over Drew Weiss. And a turn and going to third. Oh, and Jones falls down, but 2-out RBI single for A.J. Jones. Scores Speckert, and Ernst running all the way to third.
Yeah, he had a courtesy runner come in for Ernst.
Did he?
Riley Tylis.
Okay, I'm sorry I missed
I don't know
that.
why I said Tylis.
Thank you.
I only know that because I played baseball with his dad, of course.
Of course you did. Riley Tallis.
Tallis, T-A-L-L-I-S. But here's the thing: we talked about it, and probably why Beckmann was a little frustrated. And that first and third, as no out was taken.
Right.
And so here you have another run scored, another first and third. He's probably going to move again here soon. And we're going to have moving parts, and they're going to continue to do this until you get an out. And they're getting ready to make a call here for a first and third situation. But again, You have to get an out there. It's
Right.
2 outs. You get out of the inning. None of this other stuff happens. Take what's given to you. You can sacrifice the run for an out.
Brady Tanner, his second at bat here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Eliminate opportunities against a club like Howell.
Yeah.
You'll get short game real quick.
Limit them, right?
Big time.
That's a good pitch right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Tanner.
Both these guys got arm side run to their fastballs. And so you can't give up, like these lefties for Howell, they can't give up on that inside heater. They're just going to have to sit dead red on that thing and try to hit it.
There he goes. He steps off, and there's that same play. And the throw, again, execution. The execution.
You can see it. I looked in the course. I looked right in Howell's dugout, and he's in there all fired up. But I don't blame Coach Beckmann. I mean, this is literally the stuff that we teach at 8th grade middle school baseball. This is the reason why we work on first and thirds with 2 outs, getting outs. You know, so many young players and teams, they don't even try.
Right.
And when you try, you have to get the out. 2 runs have scored
off that same play.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Tanner.
This is why if you ever come out and watch one of my games, you'll see me trying to coach the game instead of just trying to win the game.
Right.
Trying to even in these opportunities, you'll see it, especially in pool play. I tell my guys first and thirds, get an out. Whatever it takes, get an out. If you throw it through and the run scores, so be it. Just execute something.
Right.
And that's a lack of execution.
Exactly. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tanner. There you go, Tater.
I like it. Oh, that was it.
Oh, good piece of hitting right there by Brady Tanner. Ball up. He didn't try and do too much with it. Put the bat on the ball. Again, no cutoff. He takes second base on a great piece of running right there.
Yeah, I could take the microphone a little bit to the dugout. He's over there chirping. He can't go out and do a visit right now because he's already gone. You know, his assistant coach has already gone. Our pitching coach has gone out and had a conversation already. So now he's just have to, yell at his team here.
So 4 runs in, and that's the first ball hit out of the infield in this inning, Mitch.
Hit it where they ain't. And I mean, if he's not working him because you have the lefty hitter up, he was trying to work him so that left that 5-6 gap open.
And here is Jackson Vaughn takes strike 1, and this is what you understand. We saw the high ERA. But Braden Jones has pitched well.
That's ain't his fault.
No.
I mean, the walk is, but
it's not a matter of fault or whatnot. But he's pitching well enough that you first ball out of the infield
should be 2-0.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well,
and
you don't play what ifs in this game either.
No.
So I fully understand that piece.
Right.
But again, that right there is a base hit. That's a 4-hopper through the hole because he was shaded the opposite, up the middle. There's a shortstop.
That's just good hitting by Tanner.
Yeah, but the next piece is where was the cutoff man?
Right.
Why didn't it go to second base? There was no shot at home. And these are things that with young teams that you do find this.
Exactly, and that's what Coach Beckmann's working through right now. Strike 3 with the curveball, and Jones a big sigh of relief there as Vaughn goes down looking. We're going to the bottom of the second inning, score 4-0 Vikings.
Frequency.
Okay, we're back here, bottom of the second inning. I got Mitch here. He's got the hat going here, folks. He almost has the Assassin's Creed look going on here. I told him that at the break. I had to bring it out because he's got, got to wear it. Got to wear it.
Sun protection.
Sun protection. I don't have any on the back of my neck, and I can feel it.
No, yeah, I can feel it through my shirt. So you look like a lobster on the one side.
Oh, my goodness. Drew Weiss at the plate leading off here against Eli Skidmore. And it'll be interesting to see. That was a long inning for Skidmore. And can he come back out and find that groove?
Yep, same rhythm.
And he's 2-0.
This is where Howell Central needs to be a little bit patient and,
Right.
try to stick to heaters in your hot zone. And that's a good spit. Doesn't matter if it's a strike. Obviously, the one that we want to hit is probably going to be this one right here, because you don't want to get to 2 strikes with Skidmore on the bump.
Big swing and a miss there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There you go. That was it. He knows it. He took a deep breath over there. He knows that's the one he missed. That was a good hack. 2 strikes.
Tries to spin that one a little, Mitch, right there. 3-2.
He doesn't have a feel for that just yet. He's missed on his changeups and he's missed on these sliders.
All right. There you go. First base runner. And coming off that long inning, leadoff walk on a full count. Now you got Sam Mueller. And let's see if he kind of finds himself a little bit here.
Well, he's going to have to slow his heart rate down. Like you said, after a long inning, how do you get that back? This is where you'd like to see a kid take a little bit of ownership in his own process and just go out there, maybe get some bands going, or get away from the team, kind of find a way to stay sharp. It's not often you have those kind of long innings in this conference. It's usually pretty quick because everybody in this league is a quick worker, fast pace. They get it and rip.
He's thrown, I think, 5 straight balls here. He fouled the one back before that, so it's 4. You're definitely taken right there.
Well, you were right on 5 because it was that 2-2 pitch he fouled.
Yeah,
he had
that's
fouled
right.
back, and then
That's
he
right.
threw the 2 balls there, and then the 3 straight here.
So he gets the strike there on the 3-1. Weiss. And it's upstairs, and he has not got the ball back down in the zone, and they're not chasing right now.
Yeah, good visit here probably by Perkins. I probably would have sent my catcher just to save it. Would have relayed that information to my catcher, but I think the one thing that you see in a guy like this with this high energy is he just wants to get it and go. He's not breathing, so his heart rate is up, and when your heart rate is up, you start to lose a little bit of you start to get fatigued in it. Even though he hasn't done anything really this inning but throw maybe 10 pitches, he is trying to work fast. It's probably the first time it's been this hot on turf, so he's probably dealing with 90 degrees. So the more that he breathes heavy, the less he's going to stay focused. This is why we try to preach in the offseason, learn pitching mechanics, and but also make sure you're learning how to recover from situations. Deep breaths, make sure you walk around the mound, clear the head, to give yourself time to, recover.
Noah Gunner at the plate, the third baseman. Foul tipped into the glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a little closer into the zone there, Mitch.
But you can even see it on the last 2 pitches. Watch his body language has changed just a hair. So he's breathing a little differently.
He's
his
a little
pace.
Yeah.
Yep, just a hair slower, but he's still got it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that's why
his delivery is a little slower, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you look at, you think about the visit from Perkins. I didn't think it was necessary. Maybe you send your catcher, but him going out there probably helped him settle.
Popped foul back out of play. Got the soccer game going on over there, or at least practice. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Lucas Williams. Behind first base, Vaughn on it. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting number 5, Lucas Williams.
I know that's not a situation you're necessarily ever going to take off there, especially with the arm that you got at first base, but left fielder didn't do nothing. He stayed in left field. Pitcher stayed at the mound. Like, if anybody fell asleep and he just happened to take off, that'd have been interesting. You might have been hosed or something like that. I'm not saying you make an out there, but maybe you draw a throw if the shortstop maybe is falling asleep. He's not covering a bag, so you can throw behind, but left fielder was way over there by that RCF sign.
He's got himself back in the zone here, Mitch.
I think a lot of that has to do, again, with Perkins going out and taking that visit there. Again, just going back to why he probably has 600 wins on a year. Or on the year. That's a lot of wins in one season in his career.
I didn't know you could play that many games in a year.
Well, you can in youth sports.
My crack engineer in there said 2 a day. You could do it.
That's
Even still get 65 days off.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike. Want to give a shout out to my crew, giving you the pictures, keeping the score for you. All the stuff going on in the studio. Lauren and Drew Klutz. Take a bow, guys.
Thank you for the shade. Can't let that go. Can't let that go. I always, obviously as a coach, one of the things I look at is I try to pick up the body language of the coaches. It's luxury on this side because I get to look at both of them instead of my own or whatever. But
and runner goes. So double steal on the 2-2 count, and it's 3-2. It's a good throw. It's close play, but both runners move up.
Yeah, taking a gamble there. You know, talk about like this is a kid that probably typically free swings or something of that nature, and Beckmann was like, hey, if it's going to be a strike, he's going to swing, so take my chances. Could have been a strike him out, throw him out, but
fouls it to the fence.
This is where in certain situations you would like to see a kid get after a hack, especially knowing your hot zones. And that's what I was saying as I was looking down at Coach Beckmann when that 2-1 pitch was here. You know, to me it was right down the pipe, you know, knee high. That's a baseball. I love to try to send 6 miles. Works a walk there. But you look down at Coach Beckmann and he's shaking his head over there and he's like, well, you know, what are you doing? That's a pitch that you can drive. You know, don't be afraid to swing at that because you don't want to get 2 strikes. Because if you get 2 strikes, now here you have to swing at that ball up, and that's a chance you can miss it with this kind of velocity.
This is where, too, you know, here you see this, the bases are full of Spartans, and or the battlefield's full of Spartans, right? There you go. I like that. And here you have Skidmore. This young man had the long inning. This is growth. This is growth as a pitcher. Can you come back out after that long inning? You said it. What are you doing in the dugout to prepare yourself? You know it's a long one. You've come back out and you've walked the bases loaded. You got an out. But you've been struggling in the strike zone.
Yeah, you're going to have to flip something up there that's your best pitch to get yourself a ground ball. You get out of this inning in 1 pitch, and we move on. We learn from it. But that's the key. That's the key is learning. You know, if he doesn't learn from this, shame on him. He will have to learn at the next level. Yes. This is going to happen at the next level. He will walk guys, plate disciplines better.
Slow roller, Rouser comes home. Nice play by the third baseman, Matt Rouser, to get the lead run at home plate. So it's 2 outs now, and the bases are still loaded, but no score still for the Spartans.
Yeah, this is, and especially in this conference, I can't stress enough, folks, do not get to 2 strikes. It doesn't even matter if it's a a even count or maybe even a 3-2 count. Don't get to 2 strikes because you have to give in a little bit. Where that 1 strike count, you're still in a favorable position, even if it's 0-1. You're still favored there in your bat. And that pitch that both batters have taken, that shin, that bottom of the knee, for a strike, and those are pitches you got to swing at.
This young man hit one out of the park yesterday in the ball game.
It's your 9-hitter too.
Yeah, Jackson Elliott, another young player, said he hit it between the
That's a poke.
sign and the light post there.
That's a poke.
We'll see here. It's interesting to see a young guy, first spot, big arm here. He's a little behind on the fat.
Oh, he just missed.
Ooh, he just got under that fastball pitch, and that still carried. Oh
We
yeah,
talked about it. How many
he
times have we talked
just
about a
missed
ball
it.
getting at that
Yeah,
high and then drifting back towards the field of play.
Woo.
He almost misplayed that.
So the Spartans strand the battlefield loaded. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning, 4-0 Vikings.
It's gonna be a good one.
Gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stone base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. All right, folks, welcome back. We've got our CNBSTL Player Spotlight. Matt Rouser for the Vikings will be leading off this inning. Matt Rouser's hitting 376 on the year, 411 on base and a 424 slug. 14 runs scored, 20 ribbies. He's got 4 doubles in 91 plate appearances. He's walked 5 times. Not a lot of walks there, but the Ks are way down. He's only got 6 Ks, Mitch.
He's clearly puts bat to baseball.
That's what you need.
Yeah, I can't. I had a year where I hit well and had some high walk numbers, but I was a very similar guy. Didn't strike out a lot, put a lot of baseballs in play. Now, I will tell you that there's probably times that I would have rather made a good swing at a ball than trying to just stick my butt out and trying to make contact just so I didn't miss.
Ground ball back up the middle to Radke, over to first for out number 1. So Matt Rouser, first out of the inning, but our player spotlight presented by CNBSTL Bank. Oh, there it is, CNB, banking for you if you want a bank that answers when you call, a mortgage without the mystery, or access to bank business capital without any surprises. Visit one of CNBSTL Bank's 6 area locations or online at cnbstl.com.
That's 2 innings or 2 at-bats in a row. He's spun a curveball up there to Leo, first pitch. Let's see if he sticks with that kind of approach.
It's outside, 2-0 to Leo.
Playing with fire. You don't want to throw this guy a fastball. He'll hit it to them ducks that are flying out there in left field.
Oh, yes, he will. And power to both sides, too. Ooh. Boy, just didn't quite catch that one, Mitch.
There's just certain guys when you watch around in this league, when they take a swing like that, you go, oh. Because you know if they hit it, it's going to go 7 miles. And everybody in this conference has got a guy that does that.
Yeah. Look how quick his bat is, too, through that, man.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's got too much bat speed. He needs to get a bigger bat.
Cut off by the third baseman over there.
You see, that tells you where he's at.
Noah Gunner for out number 2.
Where Leo's at this year. That ball's belt high, and he gets jammed on
Beats
that
it into the
baseball.
ground.
Yeah, just, he's indecisive in his pitch selection. And I don't know if that's pressure or how he's been pitched over the last year and a half.
Right.
Who knows?
Brings up Jack Bogard, the shortstop who scored the first run of the ball game here for the Vikings.
When you
Strike one.
When you got a pitcher that has a sink to his heater and you think the ball's there, and all of a sudden it's, I swear I saw that pretty well, and then it's off your hands, it's a pretty good sinker.
Yeah.
And he's got enough of that baseball that is running arm side.
So too. Doesn't chase. Good plate discipline right there. That's where you've got to see that as early as possible, because that wasn't even a competitive pitch strike-wise.
Yeah, I don't think he's spun a baseball up there yet that has been competitive, but that pitch is. That's more of his changeup.
Right.
I like the depth of his changeup off that sinker. And you got one that slides towards the hitter, and you got one that's sliding down to his feet. That gives 2 different depths and obviously 2 different speeds.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Bogard. Fastball pops him up, foul, out of play. So Bogard staying in there.
Yeah, see, that's what I love about learning about, like, just spin in general. How to manipulate a baseball, and you want to give up on that outside heater, but that ball's going to move 3-4 inches back to the corner of the plate, so you have to get it. Spinner.
Yep.
Didn't even see it.
Right in the chunky side. So the old HBP, and you're ahead in that count, and that's the tough thing right there. As a pitcher, you're just kind of like, gosh.
Well, again, not having a feel for your secondary, at least that the spin, you have it for your changeup. You should throw a changeup off that.
Runner goes, and a great jump.
He's out.
Oh, nice tag by Drew Weiss. Heck of a play by the second baseman. Went and got the ball, didn't we? I love it. Out at second, so Bogard cut down. We're going to the bottom of the third inning score, 4-0 Vikings.
I'm here with Coach Burley today at the G.A.C. North Classic here at Car Shield. First off, Coach, thanks for getting me out of class today on this beautiful day. I'm gonna watch some baseball, Yeah, sometimes you just gotta go back to the basics with them.
Sometimes, yeah.
And look at this. Right at the top, we have another player spotlight presented by CNB STL Bank. I planned it this way. Leading off, Mr. Chase Radke is our player spotlight for the Spartans. 457 batting average, a 583 on base, and a 696 slug. 21 runs scored, 12 ribbies, 4 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 60. I think I'm reading the wrong stats. I know.
Well, either way, this young man can swing it. And I believe his freshman year, because he's just a sophomore, if I remember correct, his freshman year, didn't he hit the bottom of the half of the lineup?
Okay, he's hitting 364, 449, and fouls one out, 449, 481, 11 ribbies, 21 runs scored, 5 doubles, 2 triples. There it is.
He can run it. But last year, I believe he was actually hitting on the bottom side of the lineup, right? He was hitting 9th for this group.
I think that was Carter. I think Chase was in that top. Carter. And no, I think you're right. I think Chase was in that 9, and they had Carter at the top there. I think you're correct. Both these players swing the bat well, but he pops this one up. that's where Rouser, you can tell the difference in that. If I'm third baseman, I'm like, get out of the way, get back on the mound, I'm catching this baseball.
I get yelled at for balls in the dirt that I don't block. I get yelled at if the pitcher lets the guy steal second base because they're never going to steal off of me. They only steal off the pitcher. That's my time to shine.
And so we've got our C&B player spotlight. Chase Radicke, heck of a player, presented by C&B. STL Bank, banking for you if you want a bank that answers when you call a mortgage without the mystery or access to business capital without any surprises. Visit one of C&B. Off the end of the bat, Rouser, they're not going to get him. That's what I'm saying. DeManuel runs too well. Visit one of C&B's St. Louis Bank's 6 area locations or online at cnbstl.com. Do you like how I did that?
I did. Off the bat, I thought Skidmore had a chance, but you could see the spin on it. Just took that little left-hand turn and went towards third base line. And
they're going to check that baseball. Absolutely. That smell the cap, right?
Nah. It's more like
it's burning.
Definitely burnt rubber with how much spin that thing had on the turf. But player spotlight, and he was wearing a pair of goat batting gloves there.
Absolutely.
Mr. Radicke was.
There you go. All right, here we go. Carter Radicke. DeManuel goes. Great jump. Oh!
I thought he snuck in there.
Wow. Well, that was a heck of a throw by Ernst either way. And he's caught stealing, cut down on the 2-6, eliminated, and it's ball one. He got a good jump too, I thought, Mitch. A little slow, and that's hit into center field. Leo Humbert on it and ends the inning. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. Score 4-0 Vikings.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness. And we're back. Mitch, what do you see here so far with this Spartans? It's a young group.
Now batting number 1.
I think it's just those small execution things, isn't it?
Yeah, marginal
That's all it's
things.
been.
100%. I think people, I don't know if they get sick of it or not, but I like to talk about it because I think it's something we have to do in middle school sports, especially maybe even start them at the grade school levels, is small details. You know, coach wanted to get an out there, and if they get an out there, we got 2 less runs scored, 3 less runs scored, or 2 less runs scored. It would have been 2-0 if they got that out there, assuming that the umpire would have said that he got home.
Right.
You know, if he tags him at second base and he's out.
Lovelady grounds to Radicke. Bobbled a moment. Hey, nice job by the first baseman over there. Lucas Williams comes off the bag.
Vikings number 8, Shake Specker.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Former first baseman, right-handed. That's the one scares me the most because I have to stick my glove into his belly versus being able to really roll off. It is for a right-handed first baseman, that's a scary play coming up the line.
Absolutely.
He did the right thing instead of going into the line, but
yeah, because you got to really give way, and hopefully, but you still got to have that stiff tag. Make sure you get that and don't drop the baseball.
No, exactly.
Foul back, Shake Speckert, his second at bat here. Walked and scored in the second inning. It's one out. Braden Jones is still in the game here, pitching well.
Oh, there's a
Good
curveball.
changeup.
I think that was a curveball. I saw a dot on it.
Did you see a dot?
I saw a dot.
Now batting for the Vikings, number 7.
I mean, we're also off to the side. We're not
Yeah,
directly behind
yeah.
home plate like we are normally, but
Either way, it was off speed.
it was definitely slower than his heater. That's for sure.
And it induced soft contact and an easy ground ball for out number 2.
The hardest hit ball was off of Radke's glove that was going into left field that he knocked down when he left his feet. But other than that, it's been a lot of soft contact. And again, the things that you want to do with high school baseball, especially in this conference, and maybe even where Central is at in the conference, they might not have a shot to finish top 2, 3 in this conference.
Right.
But what do you do tomorrow? It's the same team you're facing tomorrow. They're going to put the same kind of pressure on you. Are you going to be prepared?
Oh, that's a good pitch there inside. Just ran down into his shoelaces for strike 2. See right there, it looked like that same pitch. Is that a curve? Was he trying to throw that curveball?
I don't think he's trying to throw it. He's trying to, I don't know what he's doing. He's just trying to fling it up there, spin it. Sometimes you watch certain pitches and it's like, what are you trying to do with that pitch?
And that's a soft one cut off by Gunner. That's a nice play by the third baseman. It's what you're supposed to do right there.
Yeah, that young man can play at third.
And we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning, score 4-0 Vikings. Fourth inning for the Spartans. He's struggled this year. He's hitting .218, but 10 ribbies. He's got 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's a really good hitter.
Yeah, we see this with Leo, but at the end of the day, what do we have with the catcher for Howell? Good defense, right? We've seen it earlier with him playing the tag over at second base, going to get the baseball at second and putting that tag down. You know, that's a high IQ play. And so what you try to get a guy like this is, don't worry about your hitting. You'll figure it out.
Just keep playing.
Just keep playing. I need you to play good defense for me, especially in this league.
And you got to work. And like I said, we're just seeing this here. We see that, and we go, wow, I see hitting him. But we saw Leo. I mean, but he hit the ball hard, barreled one, didn't quite get the barrel. Is this what's happening here with Weiss too? You know, we don't know because we don't get to see it all the time.
Yeah, I can give you an example of what I went through in my junior year of high school baseball, because we had graduated some seniors, and I felt like it was my time to take over going into my junior year. And I had one of the worst career years like in a season that I had. I hit under 300, and at that time I felt like I should have probably hit 400 that year. But again, nothing fell. You know, every baseball I hit hard was right at somebody. This is why you need bloopers in the game, is so that you can get those stats up.
Oh, nice spin on that one. 0-2 now to Weiss. So didn't come back to that fastball, had him way out front. Fastball hit deep. Leo back to it. Man, the way he turned and ran, I didn't think he hit it that well.
Oh, he pieced that. That's why the game is hard. You hit a baseball like that and you hit it to his right a little bit, that probably gets over his head.
So brings up Sam Mueller. Walked and was stranded at third base in the second inning.
Umpire flinched a little bit. He might be able to throw that again and get it.
2 balls, no strikes
I
to
like this
Mueller.
man. I like this umpire behind the dish.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty clean with his strike zone. One of the things I always liked to do as a coach was I would go to umpiring clinics.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to maybe learn the game differently. Strike 2 there. So I would kind of chime in and ask questions and various things. And one of the things that they would always talk about is don't try to call it too soon.
Yeah.
Make sure you read the pitch. Uh-oh.
Mueller gets one, and it is gone. Home run for Sam Mueller. You can hear that off the bat. I was looking at Mitch, and the pitch was thrown because he had said something. I turned to look, and boom.
All I could say was uh-oh.
So Mueller gets the Spartans on the board, electrifies the crowd a bit.
I think that's always fun when you're facing a guy like Skidmore to be able to hit a baseball like that. You know what I mean? You're still down 3 runs here, but
right.
You know, when you could go hit a baseball off a pitcher of this caliber, it feels really good because he hit that ball well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
that did. When he hit that baseball, you could see he didn't take off running. He knew he got it.
Noah Gunner's quickly 0-2.
3 straight.
And
sliders.
a little blooper that's going to drop in front of Humbert. And two hits back-to-back, the home run and now the single.
Let's not forget the barrel that
right?
Weiss had.
Yeah.
So.
That's 3 balls, 2 hard hit and a blooper. Lucas Williams at the plate now. But I liked what I saw, even after the home run, Mitch, when Skidmore comes back and he gets up 0-2. And that wasn't a bad pitch. He just got, it's a good piece of hit and got his barrel on it and just flipped it over into center field.
Well, I'm a little confused on 3 sliders when you throw a fastball like this. But at one point, one of those sliders was not going to be as good as the other 2 were. And that last slider was not, it was a good pitch, but it wasn't as good as the other 2. Which allowed him enough. When we got a heater like that and you're at this part of the lineup, just go get him. He knows that, but also if he buries that pitch, it's a strikeout. So
correct. Oh, and 2.
I learned at a very young age that if you play with fire, you get burned. So you got to be very careful. I try to avoid that nowadays. That's what I try to suggest to my youngsters is, let's put out fires immediately or do the best that we can. Change up.
That's a good pitch. Freezes.
See the depth in that thing?
Yeah. Freezes Williams for out number 2.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 7.
That was just nasty.
Meyer.
Owen Meyer, the catcher, at the plate. Gunner at first. Drops the guards. We're bumping over here, Mitch.
I don't understand it. Brian? Send new stuff. I'd like to see what this young man at the dish right here hitting for the Howell Spartans, what he can grow into, because he has got some size to him.
Right?
Yeah, he's got some big old arms on him. Get him in the gym. And he's going to deposit that baseball a year from now.
I've watched him a few times catching. I think he needs to work just maybe a little more athleticism.
Mobility, big time.
Mobility,
Yep.
right. But,
and
he's effective. He threw a kid out already today. Good arm. So it's just some things, right?
Yeah, good enough arm. And that's the thing is being quick, making sure you have that good exchange. But I would like to see more mobility out of him. Because I think that'll help his overall game, like you had said. And, I think he's just a junior, right?
Yes.
He's just a junior. And he may never been challenged like this before. And he may be filling a role for Beckmann.
That's correct.
He may not be a natural catcher.
No, Owen Meyer, he's senior. He's a senior. Yep. Jackson Vaughn under it, popped up on the foul territory. So the home run for Sam Mueller wakes up the crowd for the Spartans, but they strand one. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 4-1 Vikings.
It's gonna be a good one.
Gonna be a good one. Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness.
Hi there. How are you?
Hello.
I'm well. Thanks for saying hi to me this time.
All right, folks, we have our player spotlight presented by CNB STL Bank. A.J. Jones will be leading off this 5th inning. Leadoff hitter, this young man, Mitch, hitting .311 on the season, .452 on base. His slug's not quite there. He's got 7 doubles. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. I'll get it. I got a line over. 2 doubles, 8 ribbies. But he's scoring runs, 24 runs. He's getting on base and scoring runs. That's what you want to do, right?
Yeah, that's what your goal is as a leadoff hitter, and he is your typical leadoff hitter. I've known AJ for a long time. His dad's obviously been inside the facility a lot, so I got to see him progress into this athlete. He used to be a small kid, and then puberty hit. Now you're a big kid, but hitting 300 still in the leadoff spot, but that 450.
Yeah,
base,
yeah.
He's taking pitches and doing exactly what you ask out of your leadoff hitter.
17 base on balls, too, Mitch. And there's a little fisted. That's going to drop for a leadoff single for A.J. Jones on cue. Our CNB STL Bank player spotlight. Banking for you, short state. If you want a bank that answers when you call, a mortgage without the mystery or access to business capital without any surprises, visit one of CNB STL Bank's 6 area locations or online at cnbstl.com. We appreciate CNB STL Bank for sponsoring, partnering with Youth Baseball Midwest for our player spotlights. Really enjoy that. Appreciate it. And he's a good one right there, A.J. Jones. Going to be fun to watch him for the next couple of years, Mitch. Oh, wrong-footed him. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. That was close. Think he's going right here? Nope. Ball 1 to Tanner.
I tell you what, if he had the move that Skidmore has, he would have been hosed.
Right.
Skidmore's quick over there. That's one of my favorite parts of the game is the stuff that happens on the mound between the pitcher and the base runner. Doing things like just holding the baseball.
Right.
Long enough to make him antsy. Quick pitching.
How are you, Amelia? Doing well. Amelia Razik, folks. She's out here taking pictures. She did a little bit of stuff with us early on. Francis Howell Central Spartans, softball player, all conference, right? All state. As the ball's thrown into center field, A.J. Jones gets the steal and advances on the throwing error. This young lady can flat swing it, and Mitch knows that, right?
Yeah, she might be able to park it over this fence. I'm not sure. She'll have a shot this year, I guess, this fall.
Yes, indeed. So congratulations on all the honors to Amelia. You're welcome, young lady.
Can we get on the microphone?
No, she doesn't want to get on the microphone. She's out here taking pictures for the school, right? There you go. So it's 3-0 to Tanner.
3-1. 3-1.
Excuse me, 3-1. Thank you, Mitch, for making.
I saw the scoreboard, and I was hoping it was right.
Popped up on the, just
Halfway.
behind.
Halfway.
That's a tough, and it bounces between the two. Tanner running hard, and he's safe. I love the hustle. Didn't stop, didn't slow down. Getting to second base. That's one of those tweeners right there. That's a tough play.
Someone's got to take charge. I think if someone takes charge, that ball probably gets caught. But again, it goes back to youth.
And that it is youth. Sam Mueller right there. I think he's got to make that call. He's got to bust it and get your shortstop off that. It's a tough play on the shortstop.
Yeah, the key is making that decision at its highest point.
Yep.
That way you can give time for that defender to peel off if he needed to. That's a glove side for him too, so that's an easy, feet first slide.
Jackson Vaughn right at Drew Weiss. Piece is one, but line drive out. There you go, the old Adams disease right there.
I will say though that as far as that particular play with that little duck fart there getting down, they came up firing the second base and it was just a little off the bag. I think if it was on the bag, it'd probably get him there actually. So just a matter of speed killing. I got you. I can raise. You can talk louder.
No. I was just turning the mic towards you, that's all.
Like what the catcher did here, getting to that side of the fence to help the third baseman out. I love that.
So Rouser with one strike. He's 0 for 2 today. One ball, one strike to Matt Rouser. Tanner still at second base, one out. Line. Oh, nice play, but nobody. That's just one of those. Boy, Radke was just running back over to his spot and found the baseball.
That's why you don't leave your defender out to dry when you go when you make your pitch.
So 2 line drive outs for the Vikings brings up Leo Humbert. Tanner at second base. I'd say Leo would like to get one here. Get out of.
See, that's it. You can hear.
Take strike one.
You can hear Perkins here in there talking about hunting that pitch. I think that's a ball that in the past we see him swing at. It's part of probably why he's in some of the issues he has with his averages.
Spins that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out front there, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You can tell the young man is struggling. Is that us? Nope.
No, that's an annoying sound that comes from one of the
golf
golf cart reverse deals right there.
There's a lot of golf carts in this community.
Yep. But it's good so you don't run over somebody. Nice job. He got there. Owen Meyer gets the ball. Back to it, 2-2. I don't throw him a fastball here, Mitch, because my goodness.
I'll be honest with you, he hasn't shown the ability to hit it, so.
There it is, 3-2. But he didn't throw it anywhere close.
That's, again, it's still Leo, so he still has that fear. But you could tell that if he getting the baseball at his letters, he will swing at it, and he is swinging and missing. Or he's not, making consistent contact. Which is not normal. We don't see this very often. Last year, he would have probably deposited 3 or 4 of the baseballs that we've seen him attack this year. not there for him for whatever reason.
There it is, fastball, butt, Mueller to it. Again, a barrel. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score now 5-1 Vikings. Hello, folks. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Sports Barn in Wentzville, Missouri. Or is it in O'Fallon? It's in Wentzville, isn't it?
It's Wentzville, highway
in. It is
in.
Wentzville. Sports Barn is one of the top training facilities around. Indoor field, 12,769 square feet of open turf, fully equipped with adjustable bases up to 90 feet, pitching mound and protective screens. This space is perfect for team practices, skill clinics, camps, and more. And speaking of camps, they got an infield school starting in October 14th, 8-week session with none other than Mr. Nick Beckmann, head coach of the Francis Howell Central Spartans. So make sure you go to the sportsbarn.org and check out the training facility, book your time, make sure you're getting all your kids ready to go during the wintertime. Sportsbarn.org. All right. Skidmore back out. Pop foul. We have Jackson Elliott leading off this bottom of the 5th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. So we're here at the bottom of the order, 2-2, and a swing and a miss. And out number 1. Now, we may see him, we may not, but we got one more player spotlight for you presented by CNB STL Bank, and that would be the other brother, Carter Radicke, who's hitting in the 3-hole. This is Chase hitting right off the old proverbial end of the bat right there.
That's the one you smell, Brian.
That's the one you smell?
Yep.
All right, I'm with you. Chase, Carter Radicke is hitting 340 on the year, 431 on base percentage and 404 slug. He's got 6 doubles, 14 ribbies, and 21 runs scored. And this tandem of brothers, they're good athletes. Mitch, they both play the game very well. They're pretty fundamentally sound. Oh! That's a scary one right there. So we may end up seeing, could see Mr. Carter Radicke up here in the 3-hole hitting. He is their 3-hole hitter. And right behind Cooper DeManuel, you've got some good protection there with Carter, who has walked 14 times. He struck out 12 times, but doing pretty well in that 3-hole for this Spartan team. Oh, he just got under that one, just missed it. And the catch made out there by A.J. Jones. Missed it by that much.
Game of inches, sir. Always will be.
Indeed. So we're going to see Carter Radicke. Our player spotlight presented by CNB STL Bank. Banking for you. If you want a bank that answers when you call, a mortgage without the mystery or access to business capital without any surprises, visit one of CNB STL Bank's 6 area locations or online at cnbstl.com. Big spot.
I think if I'm Howell Central here, the first thing I'm trying to do is trying to get an extra base hit here or better.
Right.
A single doesn't do him any good. He's running.
Ooh. It's a good cut. 0-2 though.
I like to see first baseman there. When you get base runners that have happy feet, you'd like to see them say something to their pitcher.
Right.
That's right in front of them, and you could tell that you're just trying to get those walking leads to move over there. Skidmore's got a really good move to pick them off. And part of moving him here could be to get Racky to lead off the next inning if he does get thrown out.
Ernst couldn't hang on to that one. Looked like he spun that one a bit. A little off speed and just that extra rotation there, just couldn't quite glove it. That was spinning all around in there.
Frontwards, backwards, side to side.
Runner goes, and again, fouled backwards off the fence, banging around. Everybody's ducking and covering. Don't say heads up. If you heads up and you get hit in the beezer, it's going to be blood everywhere. We don't want that. So duck and cover.
Ooh, that's a good slider.
Ooh.
That is a tough.
That's a great take. I mean, a fantastic take. Ooh, mercy. You know the Howell bench wanted that. Did you see? I mean, Radke, he started his slide about 20 feet before the bag.
We had it this weekend out at Warrenton. We were playing in the Cinco de Mayo event. One of our guys took off stealing second base, and fortunately the ball was down in the dirt, so it got away, and he slid and ended up stopping like a little Willie Mays Hayes. About, a good foot from the bag.
Oh, that's a good off-speed pitch. We're going to the top of the sixth inning, score 5-1 Vikings. All right, folks, Sports Barn 1047 East Highway North in Wentzville. This is the Sports Barn West. What's inside? Well, let's talk about that. Hitting tunnels are inside. You've got 3 50-foot tunnels equipped with hitting tees and protective screens. You also have hitting and pitching tunnels, 6 70-foot tunnels equipped with large portable pitching mounts, hitting tees, pitching machines, and protector screens. You got pitching machines, hack attack, 3-wheel machines available to provide high spin rate.
We talked about it.
And fastballs and breaking balls to elite hitters, jugs machines available for youth hitters. Hit Tracks, redefine how you train as an individual and team. Hit Tracks provides a hitting experience you can't get in a normal cage, Check out the Sports Barn, sportsbarn.org. Wentzville, Missouri. Online. Go check them out. All right, Mitch. Ethan LaFleur now coming to the mound for this squad. The Spartans. For this sixth inning, Braden Jones goes 5.
She just moved out of the way. You like the Cardinals game? That fan's from Cottleville.
2 balls and a strike here to the leadoff here in the 6th inning. Jack Bogard. And that is lined into left field for a leadoff single. Colin Lovelady coming up to the plate.
Now batting for the Vikings, number 1, Colin.
That ball was barreled, Mitch.
That's called out front hitting, sir.
Isn't that what that's called?
Yep,
You sure?
I think so.
All right.
I'll take a guess.
Strike 1 to Lovelady. This game's moved pretty quickly.
I was hoping you didn't say that.
Why?
They just,
I'm not superstitious, you know that, right?
it's an unwritten rule. Then that's where we're going with
Baloney. That's a bull and loney.
that. Go ahead. Go
I'm
tell
not
a
a
pitcher that.
superstitious guy.
That's all right. Go tell a pitcher that.
Hey, you know what? Go do your thing, bro. Oh, my goodness. That's a heck of a bunt.
He's out.
That's a nice job over there by Williams and LaFleur to get Lovelady. He was hustling the whole way.
Now batting for the Vikings, number 8, Shake Speckert.
That is something you will not see in youth baseball. Or I should say middle school or youth, is that little slug bunt.
He reached out there and
Well,
got it.
Yeah, because the second baseman went to second, first baseman went to play in, so he's trying to beat him there. And, good old push bunt.
Shake Speckert. He's 0 for 1. Walk. Run scored. Takes strike 1. Pleasant afternoon. Good crowd out here tonight, too, Mitch. High school baseball game.
And they're right on top of each other, too.
Lined into the gap, and that's going to get cut off by Mueller. Speckert on his way to second, slides in safe for a 1-out RBI double and gives the old hand grenade there.
For the Vikings, number 7, Shane Ernst.
So a 6-1 lead now for the Vikings. There you go. The bunt, the sack bunt, moves him over into scoring position. Speckert doesn't try to do too much with that and drives it into the gap.
Okay, score's discretion. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
I don't think it was a sack bunt. He attempted to bunt for a hit.
That's why I love doing games with Mitch. He's always like, come on, dude. I love it.
It's by the book.
Hey, you're probably right. But I'm going to leave it in my book as I'm not the official scorekeeper anyway.
It doesn't. As long as you keep track of the runs in the count, I think we're good.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And how many hits, walks, that kind of thing, strikeouts, right? Basic stuff.
Is he 0 for 3 or is he 0 for 2?
I'm going to give him an 0 for 2 there because I wrote down sack bunt. That's in my world.
It scores discretion.
It's in the YBM world, right?
Scores
There you
discretion.
go.
I'll
Scores
give it to you.
Whatever happens here tomorrow with, the Francis Howell.
You're not going to change
I'm
your
not
book,
going to change my book.
Yeah, home team is the official score, so.
That is correct. And I don't know if the Spartans are going to give him well, they might. That's ball 4. I mean, if I was scoring that right now, I know he was trying to push that bunt. Yeah. I think that ball was outside. Personally, what I saw there, I'm honest. I thought he was trying to push that ball to that side, move the runner over, and get there. Now, did he hustle? Did he put it in a position where he saw that and he's like, man, if I kick it in gear, I might be able to get on safely? Sure.
I'll give you my reasoning. Just to debate a little
Sure.
bit, right?
Yeah.
It's the way his footwork was in the box.
Right.
So he might have show bumped.
Hold on one second. A.J. Jones back at the plate here in the sixth. Go ahead.
When you drop step and you're trying to push that way,
Yeah.
it gives it away that it's trying to more a bump for a hit than a sacrifice bunt.
Oh, you know who we need to find? He's probably already gone. I don't know. Might not be here still. We need to get Sissel over here.
I think
Darren Sissel.
he's up in the top. I think he's in the top of the stands behind you.
Is he?
But I'm not looking into the sun.
I got to see if he's up there.
It should be top row. I think he's had a hat on.
No, I don't see him. I think he's gone.
Might have
He was here earlier. But that's the guy to talk to, right? That ball is skied into shallow left field. There you go. Sam Mueller, I heard him, took control of that, got this, and that's the play right there.
Well, that's what you like to see, right? We talked about it earlier. Got to make sure you don't make the same mistake twice.
Absolutely, Mitch, because we did on that other one. He took charge of that, called it off. Brings up Brady Tanner, who is 2 for 3. Been stranded at second base both times. Hits one deep, but under it, and making the catch is Cooper DeManuel to end the inning. So they get one, they strand two. We're going to the bottom of the sixth inning score, 6-1 Vikings. All right, folks, we appreciate the Sports Barn, Wentzville, partnering with us and sponsoring today's broadcast of the G.A.C. Game of the Week. The Sports Barn West over in Wentzville, 1047 East Highway in Wentzville, Missouri. Go check it out. Go check out the website, sportsbarn.org. They've got a virtual tour. You can view the virtual tour. They've got a daily facility schedule here on the homepage for Wentzville. So go check that out at the sportsbarn or just sportsbarn.org and take the virtual tour. Check out the schedule. Get your team scheduled for some workouts. If you need some extra BP when it's raining, right? Give them a call. I'm sure they're there.
Or you can always go pee on a urinal kick that's got the Cubs emblem on
There,
it.
that's Mitch's favorite thing about it.
I have that much love for the Cubbies. You got a new pitcher in.
We do, and that is number 15. Number 15 is got to get down here. Carson Drummond.
New pitcher for the Vikings, number 15, Carson Drummond.
It's going to be a little bit of a change of pace for Howell Central.
Both pitchers go 5 innings. Carson Drummond on the season, Mitch. He's 1-0. He's 9 in the third innings. A 3.75 ERA.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 9, Drew Weiss.
A 1.71 whip. He's struck out 7, walked 7, and a 2.43 opponent batting average against. On base is a little high at 378 against.
Yeah, he probably comes in after some of these power arms. You see that he's got relief innings.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Bogart up with it. That was a tough play. That's pretty athletic over there for Jackson Vaughn.
Yeah, and he was tall. I actually thought he'd come down on the bag and not the
thought
tag.
so.
I would have almost gone on the fact that he had towed the bag first.
Coach P coming out to ask, and so took a quick look at it. So the infield single for Drew Weiss brings up Sam Mueller, who hit the home run in his last at bat. He's walked. He's 1 for 1, run scored. He was stranded in the second inning at third base. Foul tips it into the glove. Strike one. Noah Gunner on deck. I think this is where they've got to make some
They have no choice but
scratch
to
some
make it
runs right here.
No choice to make
You
it.
got to lead off on if you're going to get back in the game. This is your spot because you definitely want to extend this, get back to your top of your order here, Mitch.
It'd be interesting. Coach is over there flashing signs. I wonder if he's going to put a little hit and run on. That's right. Nope, just flashing him.
Giving them something to think about. 3-1.
It's a big pitch right here. I wonder if he's going to, if he looks to take.
That's a ball 4. So Drummond comes in struggling a bit.
Noah Gunner.
An infield single and a walk. And we got first and second with nobody out. Noah Gunner at the plate. Williams on deck. And Gunner hit one on the barrel last at bat here, Mitch.
Yeah, you don't want to give away free bases. They lead to crooked innings. You don't want to give a Francis Howell Central, you know, if
We've seen Howell Central come back.
Oh, yeah.
And do some stuff. And here's the thing. They've got other guys in their bullpen going right now, and I've seen if he walks another kid here, I guarantee you, I'd almost bet money he's coming out of the game.
Well, they're not ready.
Oh, and that's going to get down. He just kind of fisted that strongly into center field. Humbert playing deep, and bases are actually, the battlefield is full of Spartans.
Yeah, they're probably, he's got at least maybe 2 more batters. I could see a visit by the catcher, maybe visit by your coach.
You can take that.
He's not ready.
Right? He's not quite there.
Yeah, he just started throwing.
And a strike on the corner to Williams. Big opportunity here for the Spartans. They got to take advantage of this. Nobody out.
Oh.
That's a good fastball.
I was about to say one swing makes this game dangerous. That was it. I like that sellout there.
He had a little extra something on that, it seemed like, too, on that fastball.
Yeah, now this one's for the team, though. He's got to punch this in the gap somewhere. Take it.
Off.
This is where I you know, back to grade school, middle school baseball, where you want to start teaching kids how to take at bats for your team versus just making it about you. Because I think these are moments that right now, this at bat's about Francis Howell Central and not just about his numbers. A little punch and Judy can score 2 here. Oh, that's out.
Batting for the Spartans, number 12, Tanner Delcourt.
So Lucas goes down looking on a tough pitch.
New hitter.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And Coach Beckmann is coming over to the umpire, going to have a pinch hitter coming into the ball game.
I think it's Tanner Delcourt, number 12.
Yeah.
I know a few of the kids so that I could at least help you
Go
out
ahead,
and
bro.
Make it get you there.
No, I knew who it was.
Oh.
I'm getting to his
Stats.
I getting over here. Yeah, that's cool. Go ahead.
No, I don't know what stats you have to go. That's probably why I shouldn't
He's
interrupt.
got him in here hitting for the catcher. And we're probably going to see the catcher come back in, I would imagine, right here. And that's ball 1 to Delcourt.
I feel like that's something that happens often with that combination.
I was talking to Tanner's dad before that, and he got busted in the elbow here the other day. Hasn't been doing well, but he can swing the bat at least. He's hitting .231 on the season. And it's a 2-1 count, 2-1 count to Delcourt.
I'm not sure if he had to take there, but I can't give away a strike here in this situation. That ball's got to be hammered.
Two and two. It's a big spot for Delcourt right here, man. Coming off the bench right here,
Yeah,
boom,
right?
man.
Bases loaded.
This ain't easy. Thanks, Coach.
Hitter's hit, though, that's the key. And I'd like to see him take that 2-0 hack, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give strikes away.
It's full. And, you got to have the personality coming off the bench here. You got to want to be in that box.
Yeah, it took me a while as I got into my sophomore year at college. I just started to hit versus playing defense. And it took me a while to learn how to be a DH.
That's a big strikeout for Drummond as Delcourt, I think, chased that ball up, Mitch.
Maybe you've seen him call that changeup or that curveball that was up in the zone, and that one was a little lower than that, so he probably gets that call on the pitcher side. So I think he had to swing.
So back-to-back Ks after loading the bases brings up Jackson Elliott, takes ball 1. This young man has flied out to left and struck out.
Same situation as the last at bat with Delcourt up. If this is a 2-0 cookie,
you got to take your shot, right?
You got to. This is the one swing you get.
Well, that ball is bouncing back right off that padding quickly. And here's the thing, though. If he walks, Elliott, it's a run, but you got the top of your order here, Mitch.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of trouble. He's got to take here, I think, at the 3-0 situation.
And he was taken all the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing with have a short backstop like this, and you're over at third base, and you read the ball up out of the hand. You can almost guarantee that ball's coming back hot back to your catcher. You almost got to see it down. Good take.
That is a great take. A good at bat for Elliott.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 6, Chase Radicke.
That's one of those fun RBIs.
Easy
right?
ones. It's better than get hit by a pitch in that situation. I'd rather walk than get hit by a pitch.
Okay, big spot here. Chase Radicke up, who has struck out, popped out to the pitcher, and was hit by a pitch. Takes ball 1. And the best opportunity here with you got 1, 2, 3 with the bases loaded, but there's 2 outs. Right at the top of the zone there. That was a big swing.
You're all right with it. You just hope, one of my things I like to do is, even as a coaching, is watch body language of a hitter. He's in there shaking his head like, so what? Swung at the pitches, you could have maybe lifted out. There you go. That's a good learn. See, I think that's a good learning opportunity for him. I just hate to see kids get down on themselves for swinging at pitches. You got to give yourself some grace sometimes. I don't think we do enough of that as a hitter. Because I think anytime you have the more negative talk that you give yourself, the less likely you're going to have positive results. So I'd like to see him just say, you know what, you got me. Or, just trying to flip the frustration to a positive thought process. And I think that could change your at-bat, even your game. I'm not saying take the emotions out.
No, I get you.
Still have
I
to
understand.
have a ton of emotions, I think, just to play this sport. I just would like to see players give themselves more grace on the field.
But I think the emotions in that moment, you got to keep your mind clear.
Yep.
Oh.
Ooh. Foul.
Chased it up. Goes down swinging, bases left loaded. We're going to the top of the 7th inning, score 6-2 Vikings. All right, folks, at the Sports Barn here, buddy. We've got an 8-week session. He's one of your guys here. You talked about this young man before, C.J. Schaefer. 8-week session of Catchers Academy there at the Sports Barn. Age groups 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, high school, receiving, blocking, transfers, throws. That's pretty much the basics, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a leatherneck, right?
Yeah. The leather necks. So check that out. Go to sportsbarn.org. Check out the Catchers Academy if you're looking to improve. There you go. CJ Schaefer's got an 8-week session coming up in October, starting the 14th. Okay, Jackson Vaughn at the plate, leading off this 7th inning. Strike one.
Oh, he was sitting dead right there.
1-1. Mitch and I were talking in the break, body language, how do you, and I think this is where you see some of the youth of the Spartans coming back. Can you maintain that level of focus in an at-bat? And you made mention about the kind of, through that at-bat, Radke getting upset with himself on that one swing. The tall LaFleur, and he just flipped it over there. He's like, I'm not even going to run it over there.
That's your 6'3", 6'4" kid. Made that play a heck of a lot easier. Yeah, that's the thing, going back to that conversation as we were kind of off air there, is what kind of motivation are you giving yourself if you're thinking that you're bad or something? And even if you think that that's motivation, it's actually talking yourself down, you know what I mean? And so then your whole process changes. Here we go again's comments, and then it just leads to having bad at-bats or bad approaches because you don't have any mental clarity. Just take a deep breath. Now trust me, I've been there, but I can tell you that from my experiences of coaching and playing, it's going to come back. It's a fly ball out there, caught by Radke. It's short, shallow left field. But, getting back to my point is anytime that I've been in what I would call a slump, which is I don't think is a real physical tool. I think it's a mental problem is why we get into slumps. It's because of stuff like that. Because I literally will talk myself down.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not trying to, and I'm trying to use like the pump up mentality, sometimes I'm saying the wrong things and I end up going, I'm really not that good. And then I use different words, just like Radke did. But if you get frustrated and you let it continue to eat it, it's never gotten better for anybody.
Leo Humbert at the plate. So, Mitch, player of the game here for the Francis Howell Vikings.
I hope that was real.
Oh, mercy. Player of the game for the Vikings. Who you got?
I think maybe the obvious goes to Skidmore, but I'm thinking maybe A.J. Jones, maybe Bogard.
Yeah, Jack Bogard. Both those guys offensively. I mean, Jones has had a really nice day at the plate.
Well, I think they account for 5 of the runs, right?
Mhm.
Or 4 of the runs.
Yeah. 5. Strike there.
Is it 5?
Yeah. Bogard scored twice.
Well, it's 6-2.
Oh, no. They've scored 4. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Yes, you're correct.
So, I mean, you can maybe give it to a duel.
Yep. Leo Peace is another one, but right at a guy again. This young man has hit the ball hard all afternoon and just can't. I mean, look at his face. It's just like, what I got to do?
Yep. You got to keep swinging, Bubba.
That's it. So
They're for free.
I mean, that was a line drive to the left fielder, right?
We could talk days about the
That's
funny
it.
parts of this game.
We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Spartans. We'll be right back.
Maybe that's what.
All right, Mitch. Appreciate the Sports Barn for sponsoring us. Been on the scoreboard all day. Sportsbarn.org. Check that out. We've got Cooper DeManuel at the plate. Takes strike 1 at the knees. Last shot here. It's 6-2. And that ball is hammered deep. And at the fence, A.J. Jones at the fence catches it. Oh, my goodness. That's the second one DeManuel has just missed today.
You can see the smile from here. He's like, man. When we used to hit those on our team, somebody on our team would go, too high. We'd yell, too high.
Yep.
Too high. We'd yell because it would get too much air underneath it not to hit it out.
Foul tipped into the glove for strike 1. I mean, that last one he hit out there, it was too high. He got under it a little too much, and that one he just hit the fence.
I can tell you in 3 years, if he hits those baseballs again, they go out. Because he'll be a sophomore in college in 3, because I think he's just a junior, correct?
Yes.
And so he'll be a sophomore in college in 3 years, and he'll have a different shape to his body. Those baseballs end up going out.
Bogard. That's a nice play by the shortstop. We're going to get our players of the games, and we were talking, Mitch and I, and Jack Bogard for the Vikings, definitely one of those, been on base twice, playing defense like that. This freshman, three times. He is a heck of a good ball player. And again, another freshman playing shortstop here for the Howell Vikings with this team.
Yeah, you're a top team in the state and probably top 40 team in the country, and here you are got a shortstop being your field general.
And he's a freshman.
Yeah, that's got to say a lot. And the embarrassment of riches that is what they have over there.
Two balls and a strike to Drew Weiss. And for this, unless something happens drastically, I love what Sam Mueller did. The home run there. We're staying offense. He walked,
twice.
Hit the home run, and walked again. So he's been on base 3 times, scored once. Oh, that was a huge cut on 3-1 by Drew Weiss. He was trying to hit it over the fence there.
Well, here's the thing. You set a tone for tomorrow, so you keep battling.
Yeah.
You don't give in just because you're down 4 runs. You got 2 outs. Make this one the hardest one so you can fight for tomorrow.
Popped up and foul out of play. And again, we saw this, and it was early in the game where they just got – the execution wasn't quite there. that really the 4 runs in that 1 inning is really the difference in the game. It is.
Well, you think about looking at the stat books. You have a big arm like Skidmore come on, and they made him work. I think in the 5 innings that he pitched, he only got 4 Ks against a power arm like that, and so, they didn't give in at bats. And so I think if you're Beckmann, you have something to work on, because tomorrow you got another big arm. I'm assuming
probably a Curtis.
Will go tomorrow, and you've shown the ability that you can fight against power. Just so happens to be that you had to have bad at bats in crucial situations.
Here's Sam Mueller. That's the ball upstairs. See if he can add to his player of the game prowess.
You're looking at the books. You had 4 Ks going into that last inning, and you have bases loaded, and you strike out 3 times. That's not going to get it done.
Exactly. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mueller. Yeah, they got to get a little bit better out of that production at the bottom. Although Jackson had the 1 walk. Two balls and a strike. Drummond trying to end this for the Vikings with Noah Gunner on deck. Big swing and a miss. 2-2. Drummond, I've not seen this young man pitch before. He looks pretty solid, Mitch. Another arm out of the bullpen.
Competing.
Yep. Oh, he chased upstairs. And the game is over. 6-2 win for the Vikings. Our players of the game for the Francis Howell Vikings, are we just going to go Jack Bogart, or are we going to throw A.J. Jones in there?
I'd leave that up to you. I would go Bogart just because he had a little
Let's
bit
go
better
Jack
of a-
Bogart, player of the
Sam
game,
Mueller.
and Sam Mueller for the Francis Howell Central Spartans. We are going to get our players, player interviews, player of the game interviews. For Mitch Thomas, we appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Please like, subscribe, support the channel here at You and Hitters.
Definitely hit it where they ain't.
We'll see y'all next time.